pemirsa, broadcaster of
mana siswa dan
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to ADEC News. I'm Nayla Marinlee Auramadina, your host for today. Today's top story is shaking the Indonesian political landscape. Thomas Lembong, one of the key architects behind Indonesia-Australia Free Trade Agreement, and a former trade minister, has been sentenced to 4.5 years in prison. The charge, illegally authorizing sugar imports during his time in office from 2015 to 2016. Thomas Lembong, once a prominent figure in Indonesian politics and a key architect of the Indonesia-Australia Free Trade Agreement, was handed the sentence late Friday by a panel of judges in Jakarta's corruption court. Lembong was found guilty of authorizing sugar imports in a way that, according to the court, harmed the Indonesian state during his time as trade minister back in 2015 and 2016. Prosecutors had pushed for a 70-year sentence, but the court reduced it to 4.5 years after acknowledging that Lembong had not personally profited from the deals. The sentencing was delivered as part of a 1,000-page ruling in a packed courtroom, a scene charged with emotion as supporters cheered the decision. Lembong is far from an ordinary politician, Harvard-educated and a respected figure in both financial and diplomatic circles. He served not only as a trade minister but also as head of Indonesia's investment board. His contributions to strengthening Indonesia's relationship with Australia are widely acknowledged, even earning praise from former Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull. But Lembong's path took a sharp turn in 2019 when he broke with President Joko Widodo and became a vocal critic. Most recently, he served as an advisor to Anies Baswedan, a key opponent of the Widodo-Prabowo political alliance in the last presidential race. His arrest came just days after Prabowo Subianto was sworn in as Indonesia's new president, and a full decade after the events in question. The timing, combined with a focus on relatively technical sugar import regulations, has prompted many observers to question the true motives behind the prosecution. The case itself revolves around a tangled web of import regulations in Indonesia's sugar market. Lembong was accused of two violations. First, he allowed a private company to import sugar that, by regulation, was supposed to be reserved for state-owned enterprises. And the second one is that he permitted an SOE to import sugar, which was then passed to private firms that lacked the proper permits, a move that critics say led to market blockages and price spikes. The court's ruling went so far as to criticize Lembong for favoring capitalism over Indonesia's foundational state ideology known as Pancasila, which is rooted in 5 principles including unity, democracy, and social justice. Observers like Marcus Metzner from the Australian National University have called that argument weak, saying, quote, "What exactly he was convicted of remains somewhat of a mystery, especially since the judges themselves admitted that Lembong did not benefit financially." Lembong's legal team has pushed back hard, calling the charges nonsensical and erratic. They pointed out that his predecessor approved similar decisions and that Lembong was acting in the national interest to secure sugar supplies during a period of instability. His lead counsel, Ari Yusuf Ami, warned that this ruling could have a chilling effect on future public servants. In his words, government officials will no longer have the guts to make decisions, then the state cannot function. The team is currently reviewing whether to file an appeal. Whether you see it as justice served or a politically motivated attack, one thing is clear. The sentencing of Thomas Lembong has reignited concerns about how politics and law intertwine in Indonesia. And as the dust settles, this case could have lasting effects, not only on Lembong's future, but on the future of decision-making in government. We'll be watching this story closely. I'm Nayla Marinlee Auramadina, and this has been ADEC News. Thank you for staying with us. Stay sharp, stay informed, and until next time.